32 years ago, Nintendo released the Nintendo Entertainment System, a console that completely changed the gaming industry around. It had games that were beautifully built from the ground up, classics such as Super Mario Bros., The Legend of Zelda, and Metroid. All was well for them until a company called Sega started to rival Nintendo with their more powerful system, the Sega Genesis. Sega began to dominate Nintendo with their new console and also their mascot, Sonic the Hedgehog. It was a 16-bit system, unlike the NES, which was only 8-bit. Nintendo later developed a system that would battle Sega. They created the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, a system that was also 16-bit and came out with games that were just as good. This system is now considered one of the best consoles of all time. 26 years later, and Nintendo re-releases the nostalgic Super Nintendo once again, but this time a little bit smaller. Introducing the SNES Classic Edition, a miniature replica of the Super Nintendo in a palm of your hand. It comes in this beautiful box, which contains an HDMI cable, one USB cable with an AC adapter, 2 controllers, and of course the system itself. But can we go back and talk about this box again? This box is so premium, like, just look at this thing. A callback to the original box for the SNES back in 1991, with a bit of flair. I really love all the attention to detail. The items that are inside are what you would expect, but the additional controller is great for some 2-player fun. Speaking of the SNES controller, just about every gamer knows this controller. It has become iconic due to its simple, clean design. Because I didn't grow up with the Super Nintendo, I played them on Virtual Console mostly. I would play them with a Wii U Pro controller, and even sometimes with a GameCube controller. Yeah, all of those years playing on those controllers. And to actually play on the controller it was designed for, it feels absolutely amazing. The button layout is perfectly placed, and is an excellent fit in the hands. A complaint of the controller cable on the NES Classic, that it was way too short. Nintendo listened to this and extended the SNES controller by 2 feet. It can still be difficult for some, but it personally isn't a problem for me. If it's too much of a bother for you, then you can purchase an extension cable. I'll leave a link in the description down below for some on Amazon you can choose from. The SNES Classic has a fantastic library of games. Some people were upset that some games like the full Donkey Kong Country series and Chrono Trigger weren't on it, but the lineup is still incredible. It comes with 20 classic games such as Super Mario World, Zelda: A Link to the Past, Super Metroid, F-Zero, Earthbound, Super Mario Kart, Street Fighter 2, Star Fox, Kirby Superstar, Yoshi's Island, and so much more. There is such a wide variety of games on here. It is fantastic you can play all of these games on a small little device in HD quality. Also, it includes Star Fox 2, a game that has never been released before. Some of these games are considered masterpieces. These were huge steps forward for Nintendo and gaming itself, although some of the games don't hold up today, and a few are straight up challenging. That's where the replay and suspend points features come into play. If you can't get past one part of the game and have difficulty continuing forward, then just push the reset button, press down on the D-pad, and press Y. You have now created a suspend point. These suspend points let you easily save your progress no matter where you are in the game. You can just simply save wherever you are and just come back where you were later. This is very simple and easy to do, so it helps a lot. And if you miss a jump, or maybe need one more hit on a boss, but die, you can use the replay feature to help you. It saves about a minute or so depending on your last suspend point, and you can just start back up where you want. I honestly think that these features takes away the fun and challenges of the classic games, but can be very helpful for those who might have trouble. There's also display settings you can mess around with. There are filters you can apply to the games, like the Pixel Perfect filter, which has every pixel, well, pixel perfect, without stretching the image. Also, the CRT filter, that resembles an old CRT television screen. I personally really love this effect. In addition, there's also frames. You can choose up to 12 different borders if including the black frame. This can be pretty nice to have in a background for your games. I give the little system a 9.8 out of 10. The Super Nintendo is a must for anyone and everyone. Relive the past or live it for the first time. Everything about it is just fantastic. The games, the interface, the 2 controllers, additional features, the $80 price tag. Just the withdrawals that I have with it is the length of the cable for the controllers, and also a few of the games that just don't hold up today. This console was a pinnacle point in Nintendo's history in gaming itself. Be on the lookout for these because they can be hard to find, although Nintendo has been releasing more and more throughout the year. So please do not buy from scalpers. Until next time, I'll catch you guys in the next one.
Now you're playing with power. Superpower.